Welcome to the most unserious group of ministers that
Rein it in, Mallory.
Welcome, everybody. I like to tell Welcome. Oh, we got feedback. Feedback from the phone. Is it the chime?
No. I'll quit right now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome as we gather today on Sunday of our Thanksgiving week. I'm excited for holidays coming up. Just a quick reminder, bathrooms are over there in the kids building. Also, if you've got a kiddo, please make sure they have their name tag on. And am I missing one? We have any there? Okay. We are so excited to gather together, and I love all the things that we have thought about and planned and prepared today so that we can focus our hearts and our minds and our bodies, and to do that in a safe and loving space with people who are safe and loving. So as you're able, would you stand as we begin to sing? Here we go. I open up. I open up to you. This love that makes me new. Oh, may my heart be still. This love that carries me from the head to the heart. Take me on a journey, let me go, getting lost in you. From the head to the heart, take me on a journey, let me go, getting lost in you. My heart is open wide. We receive, when will receive your light. You give me faith like fire. Into my heart runs wide. There's no shame. Looking like a fool when I give you what I can't keep. To take a hold of you, there's no shame. Looking like a fool when I give you what I can't keep. To take a hold of you. More than words, more than words, more than good ideas. I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas. I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas. I found your love in the open fields. More than words, more than good ideas. From the head. From the head to the heart. Take me on a journey. Letting go. Get lost in. From the head. From the head to the heart. Take me on a journey. Letting go. Get lost. And there's no shame. There's no shame. Looking at you like a fool. When I give you what I can't keep, take a hold of you. There's no shame. Looking at you like a fool. When I give you what I can't keep, take a hold of you. Yeah. Amen. I heard y'all. God, how beautiful your holy word, that formed the world in such goodness. Oh,
The shame that we would spurn it all to turn and fall into darkness.
God, we'll
See through your son, you turned this loss and hurt into glory. When scorned and then you raised him up, his gaze become a world story.
let all things rise
And bless your name. All things made right and new again. Oh, loving God, your goodness is free and boundless, is reaching endless through all.
and God, His road with every step we take. Your faithfulness is our portion. Prepare the city right and fair, whose gates forever stay open. And Son of God, and you we've taken up the way of love's occupation. Oh, the joy, and oh, the joy to share your love. The stunning turn of new creation. Let all things rise and bless your name. All things make right and new again. Oh, loving God, your goodness is free and boundless, is reaching endless through all the skies. You promised God, your Son was
Praise God.
in
we'll follow him, we'll all be raised up. Oh, the sounds you promised, God, your son was raised up. In him, we'll follow him, we'll all be raised up. Let all things rise and bless your name. All things made right and new again. Let all things rise and bless your name. All things made right and new again. Oh, loving God, your goodness is free and boundless, is reaching endless through it all. Oh, love, you made yourself a home. Heaven and earth forevermore. All things unseen in weakness, grace and promise, and beauty are just above it all. Oh, love, you made yourself a home. Heaven and earth forevermore. All things unseen in weakness, praise and promise, your beauty are just above. And there is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. We're gonna keep on till we find it. There's more love somewhere. There's peace. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. We're gonna keep on till we find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is happiness. There is happiness somewhere. There is happiness somewhere. We're gonna keep on till we find it. There is happiness somewhere. And more joy. And there is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. We're gonna keep on till we find it. There is more joy somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. We're gonna keep on till we find it. There is more love somewhere. Sing that again. that there is more love somewhere.
Always more.
There is more love somewhere.
Amen. You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here this morning. So glad to see everyone. Something to speak a little more to the team. There's like a robot effect on
Top line.
I can also just speak really loud. So in the passage that we've been focusing on in this season, Jesus meets Peter on the shoreline after the resurrection.
We should be good.
The details are intentional.
We should be good.
Dawn light, a charcoal fire, bread and fish are already waiting. It's the same kind of fire that Peter had stood before when he denied Jesus just a few days before. And the whole scene feels like a quiet reconstruction. It's like Jesus is rebuilding Peter's world from the ground up. So David Bentley Hart writes about how love is not just a moral accessory. It's the grain of reality itself. So when Jesus asks Peter in the story, "Do you love me?" he isn't issuing a spiritual evaluation. He's calling Peter back into alignment with the deepest structure of reality. Peter's denial had collapsed him inward. That's exactly what fear and shame do. They contract the soul and they make the world small. Jesus doesn't counter that collapse with pressure. He creates space where Peter can open up again. Warmth, food, friendship, abundance. Jesus feeds him in every sense. And our church has been exploring that same freedom. What it means to be fed physically, spiritually, emotionally, and communally. Peter's restoration fills all of that. Being fed by Jesus is never only just interior nourishment. It's the healing of a whole person inside of a real community. But then comes the question, do you love me? Not, are you sorry, Peter? Not, will you prove yourself? Love is the only question, because love is the only truth large enough to restore someone at the level of being. So when Peter answers, even pausing, Jesus gives him a calling. Feed my sheep. And that calling is not a burden. It's an invitation to move with the grain of creation. If love is what truly holds everything together, then caring for others, feeding others, is simply participating in how the world actually works at its core. And this is not abstract. In our own city, families wrestle with food insecurity, shrinking support systems, and the unpredictability of policy shifts that affect the most vulnerable. Feeding others has a physical dimension that actually matters. The spiritual and the material are not two separate worlds. They rise and fall together. That brings us to this morning's meeting. Communion is our shoreline. Jesus has already prepared the meal. He feeds us before we ask anything, before he asks anything of us. When we come forward, we're not performing devotion. We're consenting to the truth that reality is given, not earned. That the deepest thing in the universe is gift, abundance, and love. So as you take the bread and the juice today, hold two things. First, that you are met the way Peter was met, without shame, without interrogation, without conditions. And second, you are invited the same way that Peter was invited. So let the love that feeds you become the love that feeds others. Through presence, meals, support, advocacy, or whatever small corner of the world that has been entrusted to you. So this table restores our being and it sends us back out to care for others with the same love that first fed us. Over the liturgy on the screen here, so if you'll follow along with me, I'll read the plain text and you all can read the end verse.
Nice.
God is within you.
God is also within you.
Lift up your hearts.
We join in the beloved community.
Let us give thanks for the blessing of life.
Together we raise our voices in gratitude.
Join me in prayer. God of abundance, feed us with the love that restores our whole selves and steadies our lives. Make us people who carry that same love into the places where others are hungry in body or spirit. Let this table shape us into a community that nourishes our neighbors with grace and courage. Great is the mystery of faith.
Christ has reimagined death, and we join him in bringing heaven to earth.
As a reminder, if you haven't experienced this before, we practice what's called tamping, which is a very fancy way of saying that we just dip the bread and the juice. And we can start from the front row, head down the middle, around out the outsides. We have some volunteers with hand sanitizer, and as a reminder, all are welcome.
When peace like me, extended my when sorrows like sea whatever my now has taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. And God is true, and yearning inside. Let this blessed assurance control that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and is here with me now, oh, my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. And God keeps the day.
Maria's there, Brian.
The clouds here on my eyes and the kingdom is near, and all eyes open wide. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my my soul, it is well. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul.
All right, kiddos, y'all come on down.
All right, kiddos. Good morning. Hello. So at our house, I wonder if this happens at your house. A lot of our big conversations at our house and my girls' big questions happen at bedtime. Does this happen at your house? You're supposed to be falling asleep and suddenly you just have the most pressing question. Does this ever happen in your house? Yeah. Yeah, we have lots of big questions in bed at our house. And last night we ended up having a conversation about what is God, right? When it was time to fall asleep. Layla, would you share your answer with us? Okay, what did you say you think God is like? I thought that God is us because he wasn't sleeping. We all had a part of God. Yeah. So I thought that was a very good thought that God is in all of us. God is a part of us. Renata said, she said, no, I think God lives in a castle in heaven and has a magic crystal ball, and that's how he watches us. Yeah. Oh, do you want to say? I think God is a very kind person, but God is not a he or a she. God is it could be a they could be a and God is someone that cares about you, loves you, and it's always watching you what anyone's do no matter what. That is a very good answer. Thank you, Leslie. I don't even really need to do the sermon now. That was great. This is I did one of my favorite books. I think I'm gonna read about you can help me at certain times, okay? One of my favorite books about God called Old Turtle. Has anybody read this before? I know you have.
I want to read it.
Okay, that's not good.
I read it too.
I'm gonna read it today. Once, long, long ago, yet somehow not so very long, when all the animals and rocks and winds and waters and trees and birds and fish and all the beings of the world could speak and understand one another. Thank you, that is very helpful. There began an argument. Okay, there's going to be an argument, and I want you guys to listen carefully and tell me who you think is right in this argument, okay? It began softly at first, quiet as the first breeze that whispered, "He is a wind who is never still." Quiet as the stone that answered, "He is a great rock that never moves." Gentle as the mountain that rumbled, "God is a snowy peak high above the clouds." Is anybody right yet?
No.
Let's hear about this. And the fish in the ocean that answered, "God is a swimmer in the dark blue depths of the sea." "No," said the star, "God is a twinkling and a shining far, far away." "No," replied the ant, "God is a sound and a smell and a feeling that was very, very close." "God," said the antelope, "is a runner, swift and free, who loves to leap and race with the wind." "She is a great tree," murmured the willow, "a part of the world, always growing and always giving." "You are wrong," argued the island. "God is separate and apart, God is like the shining sun, far above all things, said the blue sky. No, he is a river who flows through the very heart of things, thundered the waterfall. She is a hunter, roared the lion. God is gentle, chirped the robin. He is powerful, growled the bear. And the argument grew louder and louder and louder. Who do you think's right?
The ant. Oh,
You think the ant is right? You can't tell, you've heard the story. But
all of them are right because God is everything.
let's see what happens. Until stop. A new voice spoke. It rumbled loudly like thunder and it whispered softly like butterfly sneezes. The voice seemed to come from, Old Turtle. Now, Old Turtle hardly ever said anything and certainly never argued about things like God. But now Old Turtle began to speak. God is, your fingers are blocking the words. God is indeed deep, she said to the fish in the sea, and much higher than high, she told the mountains. He is swift and free as the wind, and still and solid as a great rock, she said to the breezes and stones. She is the life of the world, the turtle said to the willow, always close by, yet beyond the farthest twinkling light, she told the ant and the star. God is gentle and powerful, above all things and within all things. God is all that we dream of and all that we seek. God is. Old Turtle had never said so much before. All the beings of the world were surprised and became very quiet. But Old Turtle had one more thing to say. There will soon be a new family of beings in the world, she said, and they will be strange and wonderful. They will be reminders of all that God is. They will come in many colors and shapes with different faces and different ways of speaking. They will possess many powers. They will be strong yet tender, a message of love from God to the earth and a prayer from the earth back to God. And the people came. A lot of people. Uh-oh. But the people forgot. They forgot that they were a message of love and a prayer from the earth. And they began to argue about who knew God and who did not, and where God was and was not, and whether God was or was not. And often the people misused their powers and hurt one another, or killed one another. And they hurt the earth until finally even the forests began to die. And the rivers and the oceans and the plants and the animals and the earth itself, because people remember who they were or where God was. Until one day there came a voice like the growling of thunder, but as soft as butterfly sneezes. Please stop. Whose voice do you?
Old Turtle.
The turtle was saying.
God.
The voice seemed to come from the mountain, who rumbled, sometimes I see God swimming in the dark blue depths of the sea. And from the ocean, who sighed, he is often among the snow-capped peaks reflecting the sun. From the stone, who said, I sometimes feel her breath as she blows by. And from the breeze, who whispered, I feel his still presence as I dance among the rocks. And the stars said, God is very close. And the island said, his love touches everything. And after a long, lonesome, and scary time, the people listened and began to hear and to see God in one another. And in the beauty of all the earth. And Old Turtle smiled. And so did God. The end. A lot of applause today. I like that. Okay, let's all go back over to the kids' building together.
Paul. so entranced by yeah, it was good.
So we hear you are a Quaker. We want to get to know your deeper look.
If anybody knows anybody in the industry, Mallory is looking for a gig as a jingle writer. It's one of her favorite things. This is Paul. He is one of our one of our participants in it, a member of our community, has been for quite some time. And our deeper look today, normally we're asking about a person, learning about them. I know we have done a deeper look with people before, but that's right. But today we're asking Paul to give us a deeper look about the Round Rock Area Serving Center, which is one of our ministry partners. And Paul works there very regularly, knows a lot about them. So I want to start, Paul, just by telling us about the Round Rock Area Serving Center.
It started around 1973 by a Christian couple, Joe and Vera Bloom, who had a garage. They started a food bank there. I don't know much about the intervening time, but by 1993, we were a genuine nonprofit, and we built the building that we're presently citing. However, hopefully sometime in mid-December, we're going to move into our new facility right next door, much, much bigger.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, our mission there is following Jesus's commandments about feeding the hungry. So far, no naked people have shown up, but we do have a clothing store, and a lot of our clients have clothing vouchers, so we give them some free clothing. We are a partner with the Central Texas Food Bank, and the best thing you can do in terms of supporting our efforts. Okay.
No,
Oh,
not Mallory. Hey, everybody.
Okay, so back in line. We serve about 1,200 people, 1,200 families every month. Our service area is the Hutto ISD and the Round Rock ISD, which dabbles down into North Austin. We also take care of people who walk in the door just need food on an emergency basis. Last year, we gave out 1.7 million pounds of food. We have a lot of partners in the community. HEB is the most incredible one. They give us hundreds of pounds of food every day. Sprouts, Randall's, other places too. Let's see.
You've answered this a little bit,
Okay.
but how or why is the Round Rock Area Serving Center so important to the Round Rock, Hutto, North Austin community?
Well, we serve 1,200 families a month. It's not just food. We also provide rental assistance, prescription assistance, occasional gasoline assistance, pay utility bills, things like that. But food remains the heart of our mission. Now the question you were going to ask.
What is the best way that we can continue to support you guys?
I am so glad you asked. The best way is to donate money. Instead of going to HEB, spending your money there and then giving us the food, always appreciated though. We get food from the Central Texas Food Bank at an 8-cent per pound handling charge. So you can see your dollar goes literally 12.5 times further when you donate money. Write a check, we love it.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna read today's, you don't hear me? Liturgy. I'll read the regular print and we all read this all together. Gather around the voice of God.
Listen for the holy word,
Hatred mocks the story of love.
but Christ is balm for aching hearts.
Those disparaged are lifted into the glory of God.
The shunned and criminalized,
The sneered at and ridiculed.
the scapegoated and abandoned.
Beloved siblings of God.
We cry holy over each and every life.
Back up. I'm gonna read just a section of John 21. I know in the guide there it says John 21, but Ross did a fantastic job giving us a piece of that. Thank you, Ross. So John chapter 21, beginning of verse 15. After breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, master, you know I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." He then asked the second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, master, you know I love you." Jesus said, "Shepherd my sheep." And he said it a third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was upset that he had asked for the third time, "Do you love me?" So he answered, "Master, you know everything there is to know. You've got to know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Feed my sheep. I'm telling you the very truth. Now, when you were young, you dressed yourself and went wherever you wished. But when you get old, you'll have to stretch out your hands while someone else dresses you and takes you where you don't want to go." We hear the voice of God through these words.
Thanks be to God.
Ross preached the first half of my sermon and Kendall preached the second half, so we're good to go. It's the delight of when you don't write your sermon until Friday night, and so people are like, "Hey, what are you preaching about?" I'm like, "Yes, I am preaching." When I was 12 or 13, I didn't know what a preacher story was. You know what a preacher story is? Like if someone said that phrase, you familiar with that? It's a story that didn't happen, but it makes a point. It makes an illustration. But I didn't know that so I just assumed like everything that somebody said. I was like, "Oh, cool, that happened." Yeah, like so I didn't know what a preacher story was. On a Sunday morning, just like 3 blocks this way, Round Rock Presbyterian Church, I heard the pastor tell this story. So the pastor was taking over at a new congregation, and the first Sunday he was going to preach was Valentine's Day. So he thought it appropriate to preach on 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It's often called the love passage, the love chapter. It's read at weddings a lot. And so he preaches this sermon about love. And as people are leaving, he's like at the front, like in a lot of churches, and they are like telling him what a great sermon this was. One of the best sermons they've ever heard. It's so good. They can't wait to hear all the sermons he's going to give in the coming years as their pastor. So next Sunday, the people came in with bated breath. What would he preach about now? He comes up to the pulpit and he preaches the same sermon, word for word, beat for beat. As people are leaving, they tell him what a nice sermon it was, but with that lilt in their voice at the end of the sentence, it makes it seem like a question. They're giving each other sideways glances. Next Sunday, people come in with some trepidation. 2 weeks, 1 sermon. Surely they'd be getting new material today. Except they didn't. This son of a gun stands up there and preaches the exact same sermon for the 3rd week in a row. After church, he goes to the front door to say hello to the people as they leave. And the first person who gets there says, "Pastor, look, we like you and we're glad you're here. You preach a good sermon, but you only preached 1 sermon. You preached the same sermon 3 weeks in a row about love. When are you going to preach a new one?" The pastor looks at him, a little smile playing at the side of his lips, and says, "When y'all start to do it." Hearing the same sermon 3 times, the pastor thought folks might do something with what he was saying. And he's not alone. I know there are times I wonder if anyone got anything out of what I was saying. I had to text Kendall Friday night and say, "What was your sermon about 2 weeks ago?" And I knew what it was about. I've listened. Kendall preaches a fantastic sermon, but it had been some time, and so maybe we should be up here repeating our sermons 3 weeks in a row. I do need you to know this about me. There's propaganda I'm not falling for. It's propaganda, but I will watch it. I love a cop procedural, man. I can't help it. I recently binged all 14 seasons of Blue Bloods. Just a phenomenal show in some ways. And I loved every second of it. one of the central parts of the show is this weekly dinner on Sundays that the family has. They're real strong New York Irish Catholic. They go to church. They spend the day together. They have dinner. It's like once or twice an episode we get this scene. And Tom Selleck, Tom Selleck, you guys, he's not even really a patriarch. His dad is, I don't know, whatever. He's at the head of the table. And so they're always talking about, but not talking about whatever, the major case that's going on and the major conflict that's going on. And he's doing it often by just asking questions about what they're investigating or what they're looking at. The same way that we often see Jesus kind of teaching through asking questions. So in the middle of that passage from John, where I picked up, and it says after breakfast, after they ate breakfast, I just imagine this scene that we're getting, allow me if you will. You're sitting at the dinner table and you zoom in and the person, they take their napkin and they put their hands down in their lap and we get a so, right? You see, okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I could write for TV. So Jesus is just diving in because do you love me? He asked the question thrice, much like the thrice preached sermon. You have to know that if I have a chance to say thrice, I'm going to say thrice. Maybe to get his point across. Does anyone else need that repetitive check? Did you hear what I was saying? Did you hear what I was asking? I do. He asked Hillary, or my mom, or my kids, or Mallory, or Kendall. The way that I look at this reads that Jesus isn't asking repetitively because he thinks Peter isn't telling the truth. It's because he wants to make sure he's really getting the point. Peter, have you taken care of these people? And not just these other fellas here with you. Everyone who's coming. Feed my sheep. Shepherd my sheep. Feed my sheep. Give them food to make sure no one goes hungry. Lead them in what it means to be good for and in this world. Nourish their spirits by remembering who I am and what I've taught you, and pass it on. On February 5th, 2024, we entered the hospital with Riker. 3 hospitals, 2 states, 7 or 8 rooms, 141 days later, we walked out. And the whole time we were being fed. Literally. People were sending food or DoorDash gift cards or cash so we could eat at every stage of that experience. A friend had a conference in New York and they sent us 8 boxes of Thin Mints. It was delightful. They put them in their carry-on. It's fantastic. And on August 18th this year, we went back to a local hospital at Dell Children's because there's something just wasn't right with Riker's body and mind that night. And we were there until September 4th. Decidedly less amount of time than our original sojourn, but during that time we had just as many needs. And throughout both times, we were not just given food, we were given prayer and vibes and hugs and tears that reminded us of our humanness and the connectedness we need to be sustained, more than I think we often know. It's Friday morning, 14th of November, just about a week and a half ago. I'm getting Riker out of bed to get him ready for the day and off to school. I could tell, though, again, that something isn't right with his body. And I looked at his shoulder, and the first thought I had was did he pop his shoulder out of the socket overnight somehow? Because I don't know how bodies work. So when I saw how much he was struggling to walk, though, on his right side, I knew we needed to go back to the hospital. And because I'm so experienced at this point, I packed a bag for 2 days. Because best case scenario, we go home. Mid case, they want to check him out for a couple of days. We're there. Worst case, we're going to be there a while. I got 2 days of stuff before I got to go back home and get more stuff. And so getting my hospital hotel essentials. And sure enough, here we are about a week and some change later, prepping for another extended stay for a 3rd time. The symmetry of life can be a slap in the face sometimes. Jana, I can answer your texts now. What do we need? We need to be fed. And I don't mean a meal train or the people have done those things and it's wonderful, but people have listened to me complain and share frustration and affirm that this is something that it's okay to be angry about in so many ways in all manner of aspects. But I am being fed by your texts, by your food, by the sounding boards, prayer and comfort of scripture. There's some really great psalms about being despondent if you ever need some comfort there. I don't know what your 3 times thing is. I hope you've had an experience that has allowed you a moment of revelation. Maybe you've gotten a little quicker than 3 times, or you're better than me. Or maybe it's taken you a few more times. And we would ask you to think, what has been your 3-time lesson? How has it come to you? What kind of change, if any, did it make? If you could go back and give yourself some kind of comfort in the midst of it, what would it be? On this side of it, can you see or feel times where you were weak then? 3 times the pastor preaches the sermon on love and says they'll stop when people start loving. 3 times Jesus asks Peter if he loves him, just to make sure Peter, who admittedly sometimes needed the follow-up, knew what it meant to feed and shepherd the people of God. See, everyone. 3 times, and surely more, I have found myself looking at a situation I have no control over, that will take me out of my everyday life, that will separate me and impact my family. And 3 times people have run to me, to us, and said, how can we feed you? A nice little reminder to me from the divine that people are doing it and making sure that I understand it. Amen. Yes.
You were preaching that sermon when we chose this song. I chose it. I'm preaching to myself now with this song. Would you, you can sing along or you can just enjoy. This is a new favorite of mine. Here we go. When the light is gone and you're all alone, you've been trying but the fire never goes away, and you don't know when the sun will shine again. All you gotta do is look my way. You got a problem, I got a problem too. You're standing at the bottom, I'm ready for you. If you need someone to lean on, baby, I can be strong. I will carry you through. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. Everybody needs something to believe. If you want, you can always put your faith in me. I don't know it all, but I know how it feels to fall with a helping hand in front of you. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. You're standing at the bottom, I'll reach out for you. If you need someone to lean on, baby, I can be strong. I will carry you through. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. If you're lonely, if you're down and out, holding out for a day, come up on me, I'll come right, and we'll find a better way. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. You're standing at the bottom, I'll reach out for you. If you need someone to lean on, baby, I can be strong. I will carry you through. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. If you got a problem, I got a problem too. If you need someone to lean on, baby, I can be strong. I will carry you. If you got a problem, I'll reach out for you.
Thanks, Mallory. And Dan.
And band for sure.
Dan for sure. All right, a couple of things for Life at the Church. We are still doing the Feed My Sheep virtual food drive. We have the links to that on our website in our social profiles. And so certainly would encourage you to give there. Like Paul said, that's one of their major partners, but you can also give directly to Round Rock Serving Center on their website. And I'll link that as well. Next, we have Advent wreath making and first candle lighting event next Sunday. So no Sunday morning service, but in the evening, Advent wreath making at the home of Becca and James Holloway. There's a sign up genius.
Wait, really?
That's not outside the realm of possibility. So I've been on the scheduling plan stuff. Am I right, Hillary? I was going to be in like 4 hours. You said, what? Anyway, really wonderful moment where we come together. If you haven't made a wreath, kind of make one. If you have one and you want to kind of give her an upgrade, or if you need candles, all the information is there. But then we kind of have a ritual of lighting the first candle. Our Advent Sermon Series, Waiting on a Miracle. So we're excited to start that here. Not like I said, not next Sunday, but because we spend every Sunday of Advent together, we've got a different schedule for December. So December 7th would normally be a Feed Your Soul Sunday, but we are here in person. December 14th, we would normally be here in person, and we will be in its Advent Craft Hour, which you can volunteer for, and you'll hear more about that later. Then the 21st, which would be a watch party, is you can also sign up to be a watch party host home, please. And then we're here for Christmas Eve at the Texas Hall, and then the last Sunday of December, we're in host homes doing end of year reflections. So next, just Advent Craft Hour, which you'll see in your emails tomorrow. You can sign up for that. And then we also do, I'm going to send a couple sheets around. One of them is for you to be a floater, because we talked with you about that. We really want to give you the opportunity to do that. So this is a sheet that says, I will be a kids floater. Please contact me. So I'm going to pass that around to you. And you can sign up for that.
Floating not included.
Correct, not included. And then the next one you'll see is, we know there are some people who, with our texting service, we initially have kind of had it as like a time sensitive or level of importance, but there are some people who, maybe they're not on social media or they want to get more. We will have like a more frequent set of texts go out. You'll see that. And the last thing, sign up to be a host. So I'm going to pass these things around. Also, regular volunteer sheet. I love you all.
I like to get that for that as well.
Yeah.
Nice for the clappy morning. Nice. Very clappy morning. Yeah. All right, my friends. I'm gonna read. Oh, I don't know how you'll say it, but I'll read. And y'all read too. Lord, you are a sending God. You sent your word to create. You sent Christ to reveal. You sent your spirit to empower. You sent your church to proclaim.
Send us, O God, to renew the earth. Lead us by your spirit and your word. As your people, we now go. By our peace, we'll make you known.
People of God, you are sent. Go in peace. With peace. Amen. May the peace of Christ go with you. May the peace of Christ go with you. May the peace of Christ go with you. Wherever you go. Let's do that again. May the peace of Christ go with you. May the peace of Christ go with you. May the peace of Christ go with you. Wherever you may go.
normally I would say stay and help clean up. But we are gonna have a lovely time with Tracy now.